So I went to remove the shifter because we're putting bushings in this, so we're going to take the plastic cage and the ball off. Look what I found in the car. Isn't that awesome? Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so I already removed the ball here, and from what I've been hearing from people, we've replaced a few of these, but people are saying that putting them back on, they've had a problem cracking. And there's a few people talked about what they can do. One guy said he put it in hot water and soften it up. And again, I think it depends on where you are. If you're in a colder state and this thing is at 60 degrees, it might be brittle. You know, in Florida, we forget sometimes, but it's, you know, a cold day here is 80. In the shop right now, it's like 84. So here's the new one, the new ball, and the new cage that we call it. These are the part numbers if you want to take these down. This is the cage, which is this part right here. I call it the cage, it's like the basket. And then this is the ball right here. So I'm going to take this off, clean it, re-grease it, and put it back together. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so the grease I'm going to use is the Honda grease, the magic grease. So once you have the shifter clean, it should look like that. So a tip, this little notch here, you're going to hold this orientated, so this, as you're looking away from it, this is to your left. And then the cage here, there's a part number again. This is going to orientate. See, there is a notch, little tab there, that is going to go up, and it goes this way around. So tab to the left, notch up. Go ahead and give this a grease first before you put it together. So once you got this on here and you've greased it on the inside, grease it on the outside too, and rub it this way. So you see those little slots in there, you actually get grease in there, and that way, you know, it's always got a fresh supply. As you move it around, again, drag it across here, so you get the grease in there. Again, as long as you don't get it all over the car, more the merrier. It's always a good thing to over grease it. It's not going to hurt it. And again, use the Honda grease. It's the better stuff. It's a high temp. It doesn't need to be high temp, but it's Honda grease. It's the good stuff. And on that ball there, put plenty on the end, and that way it'll pop into the ball a little easier. Alright, so I decided to do a little trick that somebody told us on the YouTube channel. Somebody was in one of the coldest states, and I think he went through 2 of these, which sucked because he probably had to order it. Takes his car apart, you know, goes to rebuild the shifter, we tell him, puts that on, cracks the ball, can't drive the car. That sucked, I felt bad. So one of the things he said, I think the 3rd time, what he did is he warmed it up. So I tried the same thing just to see if it makes it easier, and it does, so keep this in mind. What I did, I got a cup here, it's half full of water. I dropped the piece in there, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Try a minute first. You don't want to boil the water, but that way you heat the water up and you heat this up with it. You're not going to drop it in boiling water, but by heating it up gradual, there's less chance of you damaging that or deforming it. And, you know, test it. It doesn't want to boil, but it wants to be hot. And I just tried that, put a little bit of grease in there, put the little ball down in a rag, popped it on. I mean, it took no effort at all. Usually it takes a little bit of resistance, but it popped on super easy. So there's a tip for you. And to the comment that mentioned that, good idea, I like it. It definitely made it easier. Alright, so the release bearing, we take out the kit so we can put them in the flywheels ahead of time. Again, I say this all the time, but I can't say it enough. This is the Nichi bearing. This is the OEM bearing, by the way. Nichi makes it for Honda. If you see, it says Japan there. It says Nichi. That lets you know you've got the best bearing. The FX300 is different. It's like a full disc. This is the FX350. It's like a segment disc. See the cut that's on the flywheel I was talking about? That's what I'm meaning when it helps break it in. This here actually is semi-abrasive, and it helps that pad mate to a pressure plate. So that's the reason we put it on our flywheels too, and it seems to break them in much faster. Alright, so we got our flywheel here. I don't know if this is going to be the new style. These are some of the ones we got from Clutch Masters. They're super cool. They're black, and look at that, made in the USA. Clutch Masters. We just got them back from the cutter. You see the cut that we put on there. And again, the 350 is just a little bit stronger than the 300, but it still has a very smooth engagement. Okay, so that's what the clutch like. That's what the clutch like? That's what the clutch should look like when it's installed, and the flywheel's on there and the bearings on there. As you see, the bearing, it's freshly greased, as is the snout on the transmission. That's the piece that is removable, but as you see, we'll put a layer of grease on there, just a hair on the splines, not a lot there. So this customer's future plans are to do a supercharger, hence why I'm doing the FX350, and now is the good time to do the header. It's cheaper to do it now because we have to take the factory manifold off to do the clutch, so basically save you money. You're not going to pay any labor to put this on. And a lot of people ask, a lot of people debate, do you really need the header? Does it make more power? How much power does it make? Well, this doesn't particularly make a lot of power on a naturally aspirated car due to the tube parent. If you look at the tube parent, these two and these two are merging as opposed to 1 and 3, 2 and 4. This is to optimize power on a supercharged car. We have a customer coming up soon that is going to do one of these headers on a naturally aspirated AP1, and we're going to actually see what power it makes. But past experience, it's like 3 or 4 horsepower, which isn't really a lot of power. It does weigh 10 pounds less. We found out we weighed 1 in a past video. But like I mentioned with the supercharged car, if we ramp up the timing and lean it out and do a cool down run, we can make power with the factory manifold, but you don't want to do that. That's not the right way to make power. You want to try and make it as safe as you can without ramping up the timing. And my experience, this makes it easier. It doesn't necessarily make more power. However, we've made almost 490 to the wheels on these headers, but it makes it easier. We don't have to cheat it or cool it or do anything to get it. So that's why I recommend it. So if you're going to ask me how much power does it make, you're going to have to watch the next video because we're going to do one. Must be an important call. Who was that?
Esther.
What's she doing?
She's gonna get some Starbucks on her way and wanted to know if we wanted any.
Ah, that is so awesome. Sweet.
Literally.
Well, not going to be too sweet. What we're getting, the vanilla.
Sugar-free vanilla latte.
Nice. That is our favorite now, by the way. Actually, George turned me onto that one. We had a late night with the Camaro last night. Yeah, this one here. And I barely get my fingertip in there. And I think he got here at like 7 o'clock. Well, I ran down to Starbucks at like 5. Something like that, as like a pick-me-up, like a mid-afternoon thing. And it's really good. Ice, sugar-free iced vanilla latte. Is that it?
Sounds good.
Yeah, try it. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. If you click the bell, you know. What do we got?
I come bearing gifts.
You got Starbucks and a birthday? Who's the birthday for? George!
Is it my birthday?
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday,
She's got you a
George.
monster birthday.
It's a monster birthday.
Wait a second. You Lisa?
Am I Lisa?
Glasses.
Oh, no. Which one?
Alright, so while they're talking about how to change transmission fluid, this is the fluid I recommend. Again, if you go by my recommendation, this is just one I found. I went through about 4 and found this to be the best, in my opinion. And again, if you're going by my opinion, that's what I think. Let's see if I can find a number on it for you. There's not a number for you, 01512. And again, this was just my opinion when I went from, I had a Corvette and an S2000. I drove them back to back. And the S2000 transmission always felt notchy. The Corvette one always felt really smooth, and I kind of went on a paranoid quest to make it better. And I tried everything. This was one of the biggest changes I made, and I really liked it. So we stock it. We keep a lot of it in stock. There, we keep 10 bottles, usually at a time.
The diff.
If we can teach Esther how to change diff fluid, George, we can sit in the office.
Yeah, I can do it, but I know it stinks, so that's why you're trying to give it to me.
Actually, no. not this S2000. These don't stink.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the early ones. We'll drain it and we'll have you check it. But no, it's none of the early ones. The new ones have a different additive. AP2, it really does. It's not grape, but it's got...
I think it's bubble gum.
It is a sweet smell.
Gum.
I mean, I wouldn't want to brush my teeth with it, but I don't mind smelling it.
Okay.
All right. Esther's gonna give it a shot. Make sure the wrench is on that bolt really good. Don't let it slip.
Far enough on?
Yeah, as long as it's all the way down. Come on, put your back into it. Oh,
I did it.
you did it. You didn't break your finger, did you?
I didn't hurt anything. I did hit a little something,
All right,
but
that's
I got
good.
it.
No, it's just where it bottoms out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we do is we take the fill out first. That way, if we take the drain out and drain all the fluid, and we can't put it back in, be careful rolling that. Don't let that bucket fall.
No, I know. I just didn't know.
If that falls on the floor,
We're gonna walk in.
yeah, we're out. George and I go home, we're not cleaning that up.
Here, you hold that.
I'm holding the camera. Put it in your pocket like we do.
I don't.
Don't let that bucket fall.
My pockets are not that.
If that bucket goes on the floor,
Alright, will you stop like making me fall? I know how you are.
yeah, so back to the drain and the fill. We always take the fill out first, because if we take the drain and drain all the fluid and then we find out for some reason that fill is either seized in or somebody's rounded off the bolt, guess what, you're not driving. So now for the drain, we'll have George do that just in case it goes wrong. That one didn't look tight at all. Should have Esther do that. Alright, so probably have Esther do this because her fingers are small. So what you gotta do is,
Whatever.
well, we can't get our fingers in there. You're gonna take that bolt out of there and then,
Oh wait, let me take my ring off. That's not gonna be good. I like this ring.
oh, kind of ring, is that an engagement ring?
No.
Might get your new silver out taken away to get that.
Yeah, they find out you're,
Oh, I smell it already.
oh no, this one, oh, look at that. Don't drop the bolt in the
No,
oil.
I won't, but it's greasy. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to. It's actually pretty clear.
It's actually pretty good and it doesn't smell bad, really.
Yeah, uh-huh. Let
You
me
know, smell it?
It's actually not as bad as some of the other ones are.
I told you, it's the ippy ones that have the terrible smell.
Yeah.
The new stuff actually smells like bubblegum. Or you can actually get mint. In Japan, it smells like mint.
Mint,
Yeah,
yeah.
not in the US. The US one has bubblegum.
Or guava or something.
No, the Japanese one smells like squash.
Yeah, it's those real nice the nice air fresheners that they sell.
Yeah.
The purple, the squash. You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah. You've been in the Hondas for any amount of time, you understand.
Yeah,
Didn't you have that in your CRX?
totally did. With the silver cover and the blue. Yeah.
We used to go to Nopi and buy all the refills.
The best.
The good old days. Squash. Yeah, if you're into imports, if you're into Hondas, you know what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right. So let that drain. We'll put the we'll put the drain plug back in. We'll refill it. We're gold. Esther now has a sticky hand.
Oh, I have to put fluid in it?
Just leave it like this.
Oh, well, of course. I didn't know if I was doing that.
Yeah,
I'll
you
do
can't
that.
drive it down the road with oil and it'll break itself.
Well, let me take off all my rings. You know, I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared to do this.
What's that thing in your wrist, that watch?
No, it's a hair thing.
Why does it run your wrist?
Because it's not in my hair right now.
Just in case you need it?
Yes.
You put it in your hair now, you get your hair nice and slicked up.
That's right. Let me just take this off.
All right, this is a new segment. This is work on your car with Esther.
Yeah.
This is purely clickbait, purely just to get clicks
No, stop it.
and to get you involved in your car. So don't come up with an excuse, I can't change my own oil because I'm a girl. There's no excuse.
You can do it.
She can do it, you
So
can do it.
easy.
And again, it gets you involved in your car and it teaches you a little bit more of what is going on and what to look for.
I say it's easy because we have a lift. If you don't have a lift, it's probably a little bit harder.
No, you
but
just-
you can still do it.
You can do it, you just means
Yeah.
you have to lay on the ground.
There's
Yeah.
a joke in there somewhere.
We're not going there though, this is a family channel.
Family channel.
All joking aside, that's
Am I
one
supposed to do
thing
this?
I've made an effort to do is not to say
Well,
anything
my
rude
hands
or
are
mean because a lot of people watch this with their kids and we don't want that to change. We want you to be involved with your kids and bring your kids into the channel. Of course it's clicks, it's views. We hope that your kid will start watching the channel on his own and give us, I don't know.
Well, let us know if your kids are watching. Maybe we'll start building some slime or doing
Okay.
some toy reviews. You never
We'll do
know.
toy reviews, we can
Talk
do
about
that.
unicorns.
Yeah.
Talking of unicorns, we nicknamed the white S2000 with a black and tan interior, the unicorn, because it is a pretty rare combo.
It is. This is the second one this year.
Esther's wiping off the residual oil.
Well,
Actually, what we'll do in there is we're going to
little-
hit it with brake cleaner. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just going to spray it with brake cleaner, and then everything will dry off.
Yes.
And then it's a good indication in the future if you ever see, you know, wet around there, we'll know we've got a leak. So we'll hit that with some brake cleaner. Actually, you want to grab it real quick? That black can, right over there. And I want to bring this over here. Just stick it up there, stand clear, and just spray it up there because it'll spray it back on you. There you go. And that way it'll drip into the bucket. There you go. It'll dry and it'll drip into the bucket. Big ginormous Camaro exhaust. That thing weighs a ton, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Big ugly thing. It's supposed to pick it up today, by the way.
Nice.
Alright, so what we do here, Esther, watch your feet.
Yeah.
You wear flip-flops?
Stop it.
Flip-flops.
What?
That's a terrible footwear.
I work in the office.
Might as well be barefoot. So, that's it. Stick that in there. Put your bottle on this shelf right here.
Yeah. And then pump.
And then pump away. Just nice. Yeah, you'll feel it. Just nice, smooth pumps. Come this way so you don't hit your fingers up on this frame. Watch your flip-flop feet.
It's alright. I got it.
It's a little tedious, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. Is it moving yet?
I don't feel like there's anything.
There it goes. You hear it?
Oh, wait.
Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
Yeah, once it primes, it gets some fluid moving. And we're going to put that whole bottle in there.
Make sure that hose stays in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We're going to tune back in about 20 minutes. You're doing good, Esther. You're doing good.
Thanks. Okay, I think we got it in.
All right, same again. Keep one hand on that hose just so it doesn't pop out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it some lift
Yeah.
so it doesn't drip.
This one isn't as bad because the hole up there is larger.
Oh yeah.
It allows the air to come out.
This one pumps a lot
Thinner as
easier.
well.
Yeah, it's thinner fluid.
Yeah.
I only got one.
And it's purple.
It is purple. This is the one that smells like grape.
It's royal. It
It's
does not
royal
smell like-
grape.
It does not smell like grape.
It does on camera because it's purple.
That's right.
And when you think of purple, you think of grape.
You do.
Doing a good job.
Try.
All right, so the owner of this car, when you drive it, just remember who put your oil in, or your fluid in, and your diff fluid.
That's right.
It makes a difference. There's a lot of love going into this car right
That's
now.
right.
We love what we do, and Esther's loving the smell.
Oh
Got
yeah.
a regular check over here to check off diff fluid. I'm
Gonna
gonna
drip.
drip. And we know who put it in there.
You may as well check the royal purple because she's in the middle of doing it right now. All right, you're all set, Esther. Thanks for your help. Let's have a look at hand
Oh,
check.
good.
It's not bad. They're shiny,
Pretty good.
but they're still clean.
It's very exfoliating and.
I won't go rubbing it
moisturizing.
into your skin. That's probably.
Okay.
You watch me, right? I always wear gloves. I never ever get things on my hands.
Whatever.
It's definitely nice and clean under here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what the skunk two head looks like from up top. He's already put a K&N intake on there. If you're wondering what this is for the starter bolt. Someone's going to ask, what's that extension doing in there? That's to tighten the starter bolt, which goes through the starter and into the transmission. So if you're wondering what that is, it doesn't stay in there, it does get removed. And the blue tape is just so it doesn't scratch the shock tower. That will be removed, by the way. We're not going to leave that on there. Even though it is LHT blue and it looks good under there.
Now this, much better. Yeah, see, that's what it's for.
You doing a selfie?
Yes, a little bit.
This isn't a selfie cam.
This is now much better.
So these are actually not too bad. We just drained them and refilled them. As you see the clutch, I mean that's just from diluting what's in there. And the brake looks kind of dark. It's not terrible, but again, let's make a note. Change your fluid and change your clutch fluid.
Alright, so flywheel and header are done. Shifter's back in. Esther did those, and we finished this, right?
Yeah, that's done.
Alright.
All right, now for a test drive. All right, so I kind of feel compelled to do something else for this customer. I mean, it's such a nice gesture giving us gift cards. That's like giving us a tip before we complete the service. I mean, it's a massive compliment. So we're gonna give you a little gift. Hopefully you don't see this until you watch the video. That is gonna be like a surprise. You'll watch this video and you'll walk outside, pop your hood and go, wow, look at that. They put a battery tie on it. So again, thank you so much. I was hoping so.
Oh.
Either is that a weight reduction? You take that thing off and throw it away?
Just chuck it.
Good way to save like 4 or 5 ounces right away.
I'll put a headrest next to it like easy.
So this car is done. Look how beautiful this is. I felt last time I was looking at this car it was 11:30 at night, which actually it was.
Yeah, that's when you pulled it in, right?
Yeah. So we'll take this car for a quick drive. Again, we did all the fluids, clutch, flywheel, header. So everything about it should just feel better. All right, so there's our little gift to him. And again, it's not a gift to receive thing. It's not feeling obligated to give it, but it's just a nice gesture and it feels good giving him that. And this is a beautiful car. Clutch feels fantastic. We just took it for a short drive, and you can sometimes tell when a car is just so nice and perfect. And this one I'd probably say is it. So this is a very lucky customer to own a car like this. And a couple of little extra tweaks that we did. We're not going to say what they are, but we did a couple of tiny tweaks, and hopefully when he drives it, he's going to notice them. One thing George noticed, I just saw in the early video, the hood was higher up, obviously, to work on it. These are a Greddy hood support, and this is as high as the hood goes. I mean, look at this. It's not high enough to actually do anything with it. George just looked up the information, found out there is some extensions that should be in this, and we're going to send that to the customer to show him. But it's like an extension that goes on here. It basically extends it, looks like about 2 inches. So this hood, if it goes 2 inches back here, this over here, you know, it should be up here. I mean, no, it's a big deal. We just disconnected the struts to work on it. All right, that's the end of the video. I'm not going to keep talking. I'm John from LHT. There's George. And right now we have the lunch lady, Esther.